Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, TaylorMade Hoops coming to you live and direct with TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner. Today, man, hey, I'm telling you, man, hey, I'm about to start screaming and shouting and hollering, baby, because I got a hot one on today, baby. Hey, I got a legend in the game, even better person. But let me go ahead and give Coach his proper intro. I got a gentleman, a coach here, man. Did my homework, coach, on you, coach. Did my homework.
Okay.
Yeah, did my homework, coach. Uh, Coach has over 700 plus career wins. He's in his 22nd year at his current school. He has 9 conference titles at this school, 21 appearances in the regional tournament, 1 national tournament appearance, 500 plus wins as a head coach at this school. Uh, he was the TABC Coach of the Year, no other than the myth, the legend, Coach Kevin Gill, head coach at McLennan Junior College in Waco, Texas. How you doing, Coach?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm just appreciative of you. Good thing I bumped into you a little earlier in the fall. And, I hadn't seen you in a minute. I saw you this summer, but I hadn't seen you in a minute. So just to, sit down and talk with you and, you invited me on your show. That really brings joy to my heart because I know how much you grind in this business and how much you love basketball. And anything I can do to help you boost that, I'm going to do it.
Oh no, Coach, man, and I told my wife, Coach, that you just such a humble guy. Like you understand, Coach, that we in service to others, and you understand that. It's not about getting any type of credit and things like that. But you've helped me, Coach, and I didn't even know that you helped me. As far as like on references and things like that. I'll be on the interview or talk with the guy, what have you. He say, "Yeah, man, I talked to old Coach Kevin Gill, man. He said some wonderful things about you." And like you said, Coach, you do it. I didn't even know you did it. Like you call me and say, "Hey, say Edmund, I gave you a reference or whatever." So just want to always say that I know what you do for me, and I appreciate you, Coach.
Well, I mean, that's the thing I've learned from a lot of older coaches is it's not about us. It's anybody that we see that's trying to help themselves and that, can help the game. We just going to put you guys out there. And, you do a great job and you're a good person. And a lot of times you don't have to know what people do for you. Just say thank you and appreciate it. And I know you do, but, we always want to boost guys that are good guys, good family people, and just trying to grow the game.
Oh yeah, Coach. Hey man, that means a lot coming from you, Coach. That means a lot, Coach. Seriously, Coach.
Okay.
Uh, Let me go ahead and let the viewers know, Coach, what we'll be discussing today. Today, the objective and points of conversation. Me and Coach Gill, we'll be talking about the present state of college basketball, things he looks for in a recruit, and he likes to do. He's gonna give us some advice for young coaches. We're gonna start off with this question here, Coach. I know, Coach, but go ahead and let everybody know. Coach, where did you grow up in your athletic and educational journey, Coach Gill?
Yeah, I'm from Waco, Texas, and I'm still here. I grew up in Waco, played at La Vega High School, actually came back to teach there. Then when my high school coach retired, I was able to take over the reins at La Vega, and I was there for 3 years. And, after I left La Vega, I actually came to MCC, but it's been a journey, but it's been a fun one. And, like I say, I'm from Waco and I coached at the school that my alma mater. And I just love giving back. And Waco's a great place for me and my family. And I'm still here.
That's great. Hey, man. But like you said, Coach, I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's just a great feeling, Coach. Like you said, to go back, Coach, and have that relationship with your head coach in your alma mater, and be able to coach at your high school that you played there, Coach. Man, that's a wonderful feeling. Just like Coach, I just get excited, Coach, when I bump into my old high school coach, Coach Mayo, man, and able to to see him and talk with
Oh,
him. And
yeah.
yeah, it makes you feel good, Coach. Man, it really does, man. It does,
Yeah,
man.
because you want those guys to know that what they did wasn't in vain. They reached and touched a whole lot of lives. It may not be pros. You may not have to be a pro, but you can be a pro at life and winning the
Yeah.
game of life.
Yes, sir, Coach. Hey, that's one of the things, Coach, that I tell my students, coach, because I'm still teaching, coach, and I tell my students because I actually teach at the DAEP, which supposed to so-called be the bad kids, what have you,
Right, right.
but we know, coach, them kids, good kids, just make bad decisions or what have you, coach. Either one of us probably did. I tell them all the time. I say, hey man, I did some stuff too. I just didn't get caught. And they laugh at me all the time, coach.
Well,
They laugh at me,
yeah,
coach.
because I mean, like today in society, there's cameras, there's social media,
Oh yeah.
things that we didn't have. I mean, if they had social media and everything back then, we'd have done the same things they did because they're 18 years old or younger, and you don't make all the best decisions at that time. But just because you make some bad decisions, don't mean you don't get a second chance to try to make it in life.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I'm big on coach, like you were alluding to. I tell them, hey, be a pro in life, and I always tell them, hey, win the day. One day at a time. Win
Yes,
the
sir.
day. My motto is, hey, I'm not in competition with no one, coach. I'm just in competition with the person yesterday. I want to be better than the person I was, the day before, coach. That's how I try to go at it, coach.
Yes, sir. That's a great way to look at it.
Well, coach, man, let me ask this, coach. In Waco, what role did athletics play in your life growing up? How important was playing sports, Coach Gill?
I'm gonna tell you, it was super, super important. Growing up back in the 80s, 70s, I graduated in 85. But when I was in elementary and junior high, I mean, the two things I looked forward to going to school was number one was to eat, and number two was to play, whatever it was, kickball, basketball, baseball, football, but just, because athletics was always a part of what I was able to be around when I was a young kid because, as kids, your parents didn't want you inside too much. They put you outside. So if you go outside, hey, you got to do something. So why not play sports? And that's what we did. And, it became really, really important. And then when I got to high school, they passed a rule that was called no pass, no play.
Yes,
so
sir.
If you did not pass your classes, you couldn't play. So I saw a couple of my guys that didn't pass, and I didn't want to be like them because for 6 weeks you had to sit out. So that could be a third of the season or maybe half. So that made me say, okay, you got to be able to do both. You got to be able to get your books. You don't have to be a brainiac, but you got to be able to pass your classes. That's number one. And then, to get the opportunity to play, which actually made us a better person.
Oh yeah, man. Well, Coach, man, I got to pick on you, Coach, man. We they call us old school. We old school for the kids nowadays. But I tell them, hey, old school is still cool. That's what our main man, Coach Hawk say, Coach Carter say. He say old school is still cool, baby. So, but I say this, Coach. It's funny that you talk about when we came up, Coach. Stay inside, coach. You had to go outside, coach. So you had to find something to do. You couldn't stay inside. Your mom and dad, hey, boy, go outside, boy. Get out of my house, boy.
Man, I mean, but we didn't really want to be in the house because back then, you didn't have a whole lot of TV channels. You didn't have a whole lot of games to play. And being inside actually was boring. I mean, you wanted to be outside with your partners, your friends, and guys where you could compete and do some things.
Or this too, coach. Hey, you stay in the house. Mom and dad will find a chore and find something for you to do. So that's why you outside too. They'll find something for you to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, hey, for my viewers tuning in, I'm so excited, as you can tell, man, on TaylorMade Hoops, Coach's Corner. We got Coach Kevin Gill, head coach at McLennan Junior College in Waco, Texas. He's very humble, but he is a legend in this game, impacted a lot of young men and older men like myself's lives, man. Great person, man. Let me ask you this, Coach Gill. When did you realize you wanted to be a coach?
Well, when I was in college, I was actually working at the boys club, and they gave me a team, and I coached the team, and I actually really liked it. Then I graduated from Paul Quinn College here in Waco. I was the last class that graduated here in Waco before it moved to Dallas, and I became administrative assistant at a scholarship program. It was called Passport to Success. The guy that he was like the richest guy in Waco, but he gave all the kids in the boys club a scholarship. If they wanted to go to college, they could go and didn't have to pay a dime. And I actually worked for him. I was the administrative assistant, and I did that for a couple of years. But I was always going to basketball games. I would always go back up to my high school and see some of my junior high coaches, some of my varsity coaches that I played for. And that's all they talked about was how much they really loved coaching. And soon after that, I went back and got my teacher certificate, and the rest history. I mean, I knew it took me a while. I'm not the type of guy that wanted to be behind a desk every day. I like to get out and move and shake. And then, why not do something that you love doing? And I love basketball. I still love it. And, I still play. I mean, I'm 59 years old, and I still go play basketball a couple of days a week. So it's been a blessing to me. And it's really not like work. It's just, I want to make sure these young men that I coach become great young men, great fathers, husbands, and great citizens.
Oh yeah, coach. Oh yeah, coach. But hey, man, you sound just like me, man. Coach, I was interviewing one of my players, man, and we were laughing about that. I told him, I said, Coach, I think I've been getting over on the world, man, for 20. Well, I've been doing this my 24th year, Coach. I've been like a kid, I've been finessing the world, man. Because hey, I get up every day, man, and like you said, I get a chance to impact lives, and like you say, man, be around the game. I love something I would do, to be honest, Coach. Like you just said, something we would do for free. I would be going to games anyway, Coach. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's funny. Like it's like, man, I get to go to games, man, and actually, man, it's like, whoa, it's never been work, Coach. Never been work for me, Coach.
I definitely understand that.
Well, Coach, let me ask this. Go talk about your coaching a little bit, Coach. How many years have you been coaching, and where have you coached at, Coach Gill?
This year I started my 32nd year in coaching. My very first year, I coached a junior high here in Waco called Lake Air Middle School.
Okay.
So that was back in 1993. That was my first year. So I had to coach football, basketball, track, but I loved it. I mean, coaching to me is coaching. No matter what I coach, I want to reach those kids and try to get the best out of them. So I was there for 1 year. And then I was lucky enough after that first year to go back to La Vega. My high school coach, he asked me to come be his assistant. So I went to La Vega for 2 years. The first year I coached the JV. And the JV, we weren't very good. And I told my coach, I said, hey, let me go down and coach the 7th grade so I can teach these guys the fundamentals. So when they get to the JV, they're going to be ready. And then that way, when they get to the varsity, they definitely will be ready for you.
Yeah.
And he did. So my second year, I was at La Vega Junior High coaching the 7th grade. The very next year, I got my first head coaching job at Hubbard High School. It's a little town between Waco and Corsicana, 2A school. And man, I was able to go down there, and I had some talent. I mean, I had some sophomores that were pretty good. And, I was there for 3 years. And from there, I came back to La Vega. My very first year back in La Vega, I was blessed. I had some really, really good players. Actually, some of those guys I coached at 7th grade and junior high. And we actually ended up winning state that very same year in 2000. So I was able to come back, get a head job, and win state with my alma mater. It all came full circle. So I just been blessed in this coaching game.
Oh, Coach, you have, man. And then, Coach, the most amazing part is, Coach, man, that's really kind of touching my heart, Coach. The same guys you won with as juniors and seniors you want to stay with were your 7th grade guys, man, that you started out coaching with when you first started coaching. Oh my God.
Man, that wasn't nothing but God, because so when I come back, it wasn't no. I mean, I still lived in Waco because Hubbard is like 20 minutes from Waco, so I was still able to see those guys, stay in touch with them, and when I came back, it was just like, I mean, a family reunion, and man, those guys were really good players that love the game, and they already had the fundamentals. So I mean, it was just nothing but a blessing from God for me to go down and coach that 7th grade. I don't know what made me do it, but I asked Coach, let me go down and coach them. That way these guys can have the fundamentals, and it all came back full circle.
And you know what, Coach, man, it just goes back to just letting you know, Coach, that even when you first started coaching, that you was in it for the right reasons. You was in it for the kids, because a lot of times, Coach, coaches, they have egos, what have you. You coaching JV, you're like, man, I don't want to go coach back, going back to coach no junior high. Most guys, gonna be trying to move up. Hey,
Right.
coach, man, let me be the voice assistant or whatever the case may be. You did
Yeah.
just the opposite, coach. You like, nah, let me go back and help the program. I see these kids need these fundamentals or what have you, and I know that they're receptive to me, or what have you, coach, and I can
Right.
get them, the best out of them. Man, that's coach. That says a lot about you, coach.
Well, the thing is, if you teach the fundamentals and those guys have it, once they get it, they always have it. But if they don't have it, that's why, I let somebody else do the JV that, I mean, me, I don't have an ego. Let me go down. I go get it out the bottom. I mean, that's the way we had to start from the bottom. So I mean, and that's where you learn how to do a little bit of everything. And I tell them today, man, coaching junior high, I really loved it. Even when my first year, before I came to La Vega, when I was at Lake Erin Middle School, I mean, it was just a joy because those guys at that age, they're eager to learn. They want to learn. And, it's a lot, even if you don't win, if they got better and they, you can see the progress, that's a blessing. And it helps those kids. Not only does it help the kids, but it definitely helped me.
Oh yeah, then another part about that part, coach, is like you said, it's definitely not about wins and losses on the junior high level, but something that's very important that we know that basketball teaches. Coach, that when that kid goes, like you say, you first get him, coach, he's dribbling that ball off his leg, coach, he can't dribble with his right hand, or what have you. Didn't end the season, coach. He's dribbling his right, left hand. He may be even good enough, coach, what he's doing, between the legs or something. You know what that does for his confidence, coach. What it's all about. That's something that's gonna help him in life. He gonna remember, that hey, I accomplished something. That's teaching me, hey, did I work towards something? I could accomplish something. So, coach, like you say, man, it's more than just basketball, man. A lot of times, what have you. So, man, just great thing you're saying, coach. Well, hey, for everybody that's tuning in, once again on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner, I got Coach Kevin Gill, head coach at McLennan Junior College. Coach, let me ask this here, Coach. Who are some of the people that influenced you the most as a coach?
There's several people that played a key role in my coaching success. Number one, there was a guy named George Dixon. He was actually the junior high. Well, no, he was a varsity track coach and the girls athletic director at La Vega High School. But he was one of those guys that kind of took us under his wing and wanted us to do things the right way. And he played a very influential role. Another guy was my high school coach, Coach Dwayne Silver. He was a really good fundamental guy, taught you the fundamentals, taught you how to play the right way. And when I got my first varsity job at Hubbard, I like Coach Hughes over at Dunbar. He was one of those guys that you wanted to look up to because his teams were they had good discipline. He was a gentleman on the sideline, and he was fearless as a competitor. But the first stop I made when I got my head coaching job at Hubbard, I called a guy named Coach Goree Johnson over at Dallas.
Yes, sir.
And I asked him, I said, hey, Coach, this is going to be my first year. Would you mind if I come watch you practice? I mean, he welcomed me with open arms, and we sit down and talked, and then I was able to watch him practice, and I picked up a lot of good stuff from him. And, it's really, really good to have guys that are older that's willing to help because, and that's what I do today. I try to give back, and anybody that wants to come and my practices are always open. I just try to help guys because everybody needs it. I mean, when you're starting out, the more you can learn from the more people that you can learn from, the better, I think, success that you'll have.
Oh man, but Coach, man, I'm over here smiling, Coach, because like you say, man, I'm a DISD grad, man. I actually had a chance to take some bug whoopers from Coach Goree Johnson, man, when I was in high school, when he was coaching at Kimball, I played the Skyline, you know, when back in the day when he had,
Oh yeah, man.
yeah, man, yeah, Coach. So
Man, that,
yeah,
that was when
yes,
basketball was
sir.
basketball. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the gym was gonna be packed. I mean, it was gonna be some good basketball, and it was gonna be a lot of fun.
And you know, Coach, and some I tell these youngsters, Coach, they don't realize, Coach, man, is that back in the day, like you said, Coach, even back during that time, Coach, 91, 95, that's when I was in high
Yeah,
school, but even
yeah,
before that, Coach, oh, Coach, man, I mean, everybody had talent, Coach. That's what I tell folks, man, that man, I played against 5 pros, man. Kimball had, had Sasser, what have you, over there, Sock, Tony Batty, Stoops
yeah,
had Maceo Baston, even Brian Adams had Kenyon Martin, so man, it was
yeah.
just, Coach, it was just ridiculous, man, it was ridiculous, Coach.
Well, and one thing I liked about it back then, now kids are upset because they are freshmen and they not on varsity or getting to play. Back then, the only way you're gonna be on varsity as a freshman, you had to be like a Larry Johnson
That's
or a
about it,
Sasser.
Coach.
I mean,
Yeah,
other than that, you probably weren't gonna get on varsity until a junior because nobody wasn't leaving and transferring, and you just gonna have to go get it. But now, kids want to leave as a sophomore because they're not starting. Back then, I mean, like I say, only way you're gonna be on varsity, you got to be like a Larry Johnson. You're gonna have to be, somebody like that. You're gonna have to be a real deal.
oh yeah, Coach. Oh yeah, and Coach, and I'm just telling you, Coach, all them guys I spoke about other than Larry Johnson, all them guys, Coach, played freshman, Coach. Like you
Oh
say,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And the
so
freshman game was good.
yeah,
It was good. It was called waiting your turn. It was
yes,
called
sir.
waiting your turn. That's like, I have a lot of family that live in Dallas, and even in the
Okay.
summers, I used to come up to Dallas, and at X Line, I would play
Uh-huh.
Redbird,
Yes,
Keach
sir.
Park. We couldn't
Yes,
wait
sir.
for a Saturday morning where you go to Keach Park and it's gonna be 100 people in the gym, and if you lose, you probably ain't gonna get to play again.
There you
So
go,
I
Coach.
mean, you get that one signing deal, but you had to wait your turn. The older you got, when you're young and you played with those guys, you wasn't shooting the ball every time you get it. You just going to try to get in where you fit in.
There
Now,
you go, Coach.
guys don't play anymore, and that's kind of where the game is going.
But you know what, Coach? It's just something, man. I think just happening. It's just something going on, Coach, that I think also happening in life, Coach. Like you say, man, is that people lost, Coach, that is levels to things in life. It's a pecking order, Coach. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you say, even back in our day, the young fellas, even though if you was better than the older fellas, you still had to wait your turn. You get what I'm saying? In the same thing in life where nobody wants to wait, nobody wants to work for anything. It's instant gratification, where like you say, so I just think, like you say, Coach, that's the same thing. I always like to try to use basketball, as a reference to, real life scenarios. And that's another example. Like you say, when we played, Coach, wasn't nobody complaining about waiting to see. You understood that, hey, look, Coach, I know I had to wait and see. I wasn't about to play over Jason Mayo or whoever was ahead of me at the
Right.
time, Coach, whatever, hey, I'm a youngster, Coach. I'm glad they picked me. First of all, Coach,
you,
I'm glad I
you
got picked.
you glad to be a part of it.
There you
You
go.
glad to be a part of it because guess what? You want to learn as much as you can, and you didn't want to mess it up because if you were one of them bad actors, they gonna tell you to get on and don't come back.
Well, hey guys, as y'all can tell, man, hey, man, me and Coach Kevin Gill, man, are having a great time on TaylorMade Hoops Player Circle. Coach, let me ask this, Coach, man, we go talk a little bit more basketball. Uh, Coach, what is your offensive and your defensive philosophy? How do you like to play, Coach?
Um, I like to play basketball, and playing basketball is playing the right way.
Okay.
You know, we on the offensive end, we really we're trying to score fast, but if we don't, I mean, we're going to run some sets, but we want to play the right way. We like ball movement, body movement, driving, kicking, just playing basketball the right way. Kick it to the guy that's open and be the best player in your role. Because today I see where the other day it was like two teams were playing and there was 75 missed 3-point shots. Everybody
Yes.
can't shoot the 3-point shot. Everybody, I mean, you knew back then who was the shooters and who not. Now everybody wants to shoot them because they say, Coach, I'm open. But they don't know there's a reason you're open, man. I mean, play basketball the right way. Ball movement, body movement. Coaches don't care who scored, long as you get good shots, taking it at time and score, knowing the situation, playing basketball the right way. And then defense, that's where we thrive at. We try to score. We actually try to let our defense dictate our offense. We try to score off our defense. We're basically a man-to-man team. We will press you a little bit, but we definitely want to apply heavily pressure on the ball and, make sure that we're playing good team gap defense and finish it with a rebound. So, that's one thing I always preach to the guys. Every gym you go into in America, the goal is 10 foot, but the surround is not the same. So you may have a good shooting night here or a bad shooting night there. But one thing that travels is defense. Defense travels. And, teams that are really good on the defensive end, that gives you confidence on the offensive end. And that defense, when I got to La Vega, when I got back that year and we won state, the first thing I told those guys, I said, hey, guys, remember when we were in junior high, defense winning championships. And then my best player, he said, yeah, coach, but offense sell tickets. I said, you're right. Let's do both. Let's do both. I mean, I love offense too. I mean, basketball is a form of entertainment, so people love to see good basketball. I mean, you don't want to come and watch a bunch of guys throwing up threes that, guys shouldn't be shooting it. You want to see it. Basketball is a beautiful game when it's played the right way, and that's what fans want to see. I mean, people that know basketball, that's what they really want to see. Basketball being played the right way.
Oh no, Coach, no, man, you said the right thing, Coach. I got, hey man, Coach, we got to talk about that, man. All those shooting all those threes, man. I tell folks all the time, Coach, like you say, man, that just because everybody's doing it, don't mean that you need to do it. And it is funny, Coach, man. I always talk about this, but when my son first started playing and what have you, he was a little bit behind because he didn't play, a lot of little league and what have you. So, but good athlete and what have you. So, really trying to figure out, at that age, coach's skill set or what have you like that. And so, Coach, like you say, I guess because that's the easiest thing to do, Coach. He used to get in the game, Coach. He just be and shooting one of his strengths, Coach. So he be out there chucking up threes, bad shots, or what have you. So my wife got the phone with my wife. Was like, "Babe, I can't watch this. He shoot, man. If he shoot another three, so I had to tell him, show him that, hey, man, there's other ways to affect the game without scoring.
Right.
I told him, I said, hey, man, you athletic, you much faster than everybody else. Be a rim runner. You know what I'm saying? Rebound. Put back. Stuff like that. So, but it's fun you said that shooting all those threes stuff, Coach. I'm not gonna lie, Coach. That's just ugly basketball, like you say, Coach. It's bad basketball, Coach.
It's bad basketball. And one thing I really like about players that know who they are, they be a star. They can be a star in their own role. You don't have to score 20 points for a guy to say, hey, man, that guy right there helped them win the game. I mean, people that know basketball say, hey, man, if they didn't have that guy, I know that other guy scored 25, but if they didn't have that other guy that rebounded and guarded the ball and got loose balls and, made his free throws and played the right way, if it wasn't for him, they may have lost that game. So, be a star in your role. Everybody's not going to be a three-point shooter. Everybody's not going to be a Magic Johnson. Everybody can't jump the gym, but you can be the best version of you.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that, Coach. No doubt about that, man. Well, Coach, let me ask you this, Coach. I know you coach a lot of great players, Coach, but just off the top of your head or what have you, any of them come to mind, who are some of the great players that you coach that are playing or played at or they're playing or played at the 4-year level, Coach?
Oh man, my very first year here at MCC, I coached a kid by the name of Eric Dawson, and Eric was a really, really good player. The thing about Eric didn't like school, but Bobby Knight actually came down to watch him play. He was 6'10" out of San Antonio. Eric was a shot blocker. He could score around the basket. He can even step out and shoot the three. And Bobby Knight was at Texas Tech at the time. Eric didn't end up graduating on time, so he ended up going to Midwestern. But out of Midwestern, Eric played overseas for a couple of years, and then he actually went and played for the Utah Jazz and the San Antonio Spurs. Now Eric is an assistant coach with the Memphis Grizzlies. So You know, I'm really, really super proud of him because he stayed with it, and you know, he you know, became really successful. And then another kid I coached, which I coached here in La Vega, was Mario Kinsey. Mario, he was a two-star athlete. He's one of those guys. He was my best player on the team that we won state at La Vega, and he went on to play football, quarterback, and point guard at the University of Kansas, the Jayhawks.
Right.
He was a real
Right.
deal. He's a big time player. Probably the best overall, most talented player I've coached. I coached another kid out of Fort Worth, Poly, named Marvin Gentry. You know, really, really good player. About 6'3", really could score the basketball. He left McLennan and went to Cincinnati and played at the University of Cincinnati. In recent memory, probably the best player I coached at MCC guard-wise is a kid named Shannon Bowes. Shannon left me and went to Stephen F. Austin and had a really, really good career over there. And now he's overseas playing and having a lot of success. And then a kid from your area, actually Kennedale, kid named Andre Jackson. He went to Kennedale. Andre actually left McLennan, went to the University of Chicago, where they made the Final Four.
Okay.
They made the Final Four. That was about 5-6 years ago. And
yeah, I remember that team, Coach. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Andre, great kid, but all those kids, great kids. That there's a number. I don't want to leave anybody off the list because I've coached a lot of really good guys that are good people, and some of them are coaching, some of them are really successful in their profession. But I'm really proud of all the guys that I've coached.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Coach, man. But like you say, Coach, I don't want you to forget about nobody because I know the guys see you, Coach. I know you have a relationship with your players. They'll be like, Coach, you didn't mention me, Coach. I want to get you beat up, Coach Gill, man.
No, and then there's another little kid. You know, Coach Chris Pryor. Chris Pryor, he played at DeSoto for Coach Dyer about 5 years ago. Chris actually played for me for 3 years because of COVID. He went over to Lamar, and now he just went overseas to play. And then another little bitty guard, actually from Waco, Eric Bell. Eric Bell played point guard for DeSoto. They won state back in like 06.
Yep.
Yeah, 05, 06. And
Eric, Lil E. Yep.
He's the smallest player I've coached. 5'4", went over to Stephen F. Austin and had an illustrious career.
Yes, you did. I remember Lil E. Lil E was different. He was different, man. He was special. Lil E. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lil E actually was from Waco. His mom and dad from Waco, but when he was about 4, they moved to Dallas, and he ended up going to DeSoto.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yes, sir, Coach. Well, Coach, man, man, I'm telling you, Coach, man, hey, I'm having a great time, man. Let me ask this, Coach. In your experience as a high school coach and a head collegiate coach, what are some things you look for when evaluating a player or a prospective prospect, Coach? What are those attributes that you look for, Coach?
Probably the number one thing is their character.
Okay.
I love to have guys that have good character because when you have character, it means something to you. Coaching means something. Playing means something to you. You want to represent your family well, and also, your high school and your community. So I look for character, and then I look for guys that are really, really coachable. That when you tell them something, they believe you and they try to go improve on it. And like I talked about, I look for a guy that's an everyday guy. He's gonna come to practice every day, ready to work to get better, and not doing his own thing. And another great attribute is just being a team player. There's some guys that when you win and they have 8 points, they're not too happy. But you lose and they have 25 and you can't beat them. They smiling all over the place. Give me a guy that can score 8 points and we win and he's just as happy for the next man, because you never know when your day gonna be. So I just want guys that are really good people, that are coachable, that have talent, but that know who they are as a player. That's one of the number one attributes. Guys that know who they are, because some guys want to be a point guard, but they want to shoot every time. And point guards, they don't shoot. They get everybody involved, and then when they come back to them, if they have to, they score when need be. But and then, like I say, another deal, if a guy's a center or a post, I don't want him just out there shooting a 3-point shot and never go down low like he's a guard. So give me guys that know who they are as players, because you can get those guys better, and they embrace being coached and being a star in their role.
Oh yeah, coach, man, it's something, man. You brought up something, man. Every college coach, and I am gonna say every high school coach I've been fortunate and blessed to have on the show, coach. They all say the same thing that you said, coaches. Somebody that understands the role. Being a star in your role, knowing who you are, coach. Like you say, there's nothing wrong with that. And also too, what you just said, you didn't say anything about, coach. And all the coaches say the same thing. You didn't say anything, coach, about Coach Taylor, man. The guy got to have a 49-inch vertical, or you got to do all this. You spoke about character. You spoke about being a good teammate. You spoke about work ethic, coming to work every day, things like that. And of course, coach, we're not gonna lie, coach. Yeah, you want guys that's talented, they got talent, or what
Right.
have you. No doubt about that, coach. But at the end of the day, you don't want a guy, coach. You want a guy that's coachable. You don't want a guy that already thinks he's already good, coach. Because then, like you say, he's not gonna listen. He's not going to be coachable. That goes back to their character, coach. If a guy has good character, most of the time, coach, his mind frame, he's willing to learn. He understands things and what have you. So that's a guy, like you just said, you made a very good point, coach, that you could most definitely get better. I can't get nobody better that I already think they're good, coach.
Right. And today you can get guys better fast, because, a lot of guys, they don't want to get better because they want to do it their way. But you can
There
get
you
a
go.
guy better by just hard work, and guy that's willing to do it and be an everyday guy. You come in there every day, we can get you better. A prime example, the guy over at OKC, Kendrick Williams.
Mhm.
He's a star in his own role. He knows
Oh,
he's going to
man.
go out score 20 points a game, but he's going to rebound. He's going to get on the floor after loose balls. He's going to pass the ball to guys that are open, and he's going to be a great guy in the locker room. And guess what? He signed a $27 million contract last year. So, I mean, he's a star in his own role.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And coach, man, people don't realize that, man. That coach, what you just said. When you evaluate, you go to games, coach, what have you. I know you just like me, coach. You don't look at the guy's stats or what have you. Look at the impact the guy has on the game and
Right.
how he's impacting the game. Where I'm gonna tell you, I get in trouble with this a lot of times with parents, coach, and sometimes coaches. Where I go to
Yeah.
a game, coach, and a kid may have 30, kid may have 40. And coach,
Yes.
he may not be a tailor-made pick. And then the coach is like, coach, man, he had 40. But coach, I looked at the coach, he shot it every time. Like you say, coach, he had bad shot selection. He took
Right.
back, you get what I'm saying? Coach is like, he's like, nah, man. And then I may make somebody that's a tailor-made pick, coach, like you say, that may have 5 or 6 points. What you just said, he's like, well, coach, how you tailor-made pick? Then I have to explain to him what it is. I say, hey, man, I'm looking for guys that have the attributes and skill level to play at the next level that can impact, at the next level. I said, what this guy did right here, hey, coach is not about to let him do that first of all. So that's why he's not a tailor-made pick. He can't impact the game because nobody's gonna take him. I said, but this guy right here, what you just said, coach, he's setting good screens. He's down for the loose ball. He got a good skill set. He got nice size. I'm
Yeah.
looking at those things, coach.
Yeah. You got to have guys that impact winning. Like you say,
There you
now,
go.
some guys can score 30 points, but, they took 20 shots and then they gave up 30 points on the other end.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, that is he really helping you, or is he hurting you? And then there's some guys can go get you 15, go get you 10 boards, go get you 2 or 3 blocks, took a charge, made free
Mm-hmm.
throws, and, was a really, really good teammate. And that guy, he impact winning.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then something you said too, coach, is that same guy we talking about that's taking the bad shots that had the 30 or 40, coach. it's also a guy, like you say, coach, that you just tell that's a bad teammate. Guys don't like playing with him because
Right.
they know when he got the ball, the ball is about to stick. You get what I'm saying, coach. And when and when his teammates try to encourage him, try to talk to him, he don't want to talk to him. You get what I'm saying, coach.
Right.
I look at all that, coach.
Hey, I do too. I look at it, even when they go to the bench, does the guy, is he down there with the huddle, or he going down there by himself and he's the last one to get out the huddle. The ball goes on the floor and he doesn't pick it up and give it to the referee. Just a little bit of things like that basketball etiquette we got to get back to, because there's a lot of guys that don't do that.
Yes, you're right about that, coach. You know what? I tell everybody, man, I blame us. I blame the adults. I don't blame the kids, man, because I'm a firm believer that people and kids do what you allow them to do, coach. People do what you allow them to get away with. Kids go do, we've been in education, coach, so we know kids go do what you allow them to get away with. So
Right.
it's us, it's the adults. We let them get away with it, coach. We're not holding them accountable, coach. We got to have faith and no fear, coach. And what I mean by that, it's not even the physical part. What I'm saying, when I tell parents and people that, they say, well, now, coach, I'm not talking about no physical confrontations or no verbal confrontation with the kid. I said, when I say having faith and no fear, you can't have the fear of correcting a young adult. A lot of times adults have a fear of telling the kid. You hear a kid cussing, a kid doing the wrong thing, especially if you're working in the school building, in the
Right.
environment. You're afraid to tell the kid something because you're afraid, the kid, he may cuss me out, or he may get mad. No, man, you got to have faith. Can't have no fear, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, coaching kids today, most kids, they want discipline, they want structure. And now if you let them get away with it, they're going to do it. But you can't. That's why a lot of guys think they want to play for me until they get here and then say, man, I didn't know we got to do all this. But what we're doing is helping you become a great young man, and where you get a chance to get an education. Because number one, once you get an education, everybody not going to go pro. But even those that do go pro, once they finish, you got to put the basketball up, and then you still have to be able to use that education to help you manage. So, one thing I learned from those coaches like Coach Johnson, Goree Johnson, Coach Robert Hughes, and like I said, Coach Dixon, is, discipline and structure and being organized. You do those little things, that helps those kids, and they see it every day. And there's no nonsense. The coach is the only one. It's a privilege to play basketball. It's a privilege. And if you don't want to do it that coach's way, go get your own team. But that's the thing about it. Back then, people just gonna stick it with it and stay. But now you say that, and a guy, he's jumping ship when you transfer to another school, your problem's gonna transfer with you. The bottom line. And the grass is not always green on the other side. It may be greener, but the water bill is a whole lot higher.
If Coach, man, hey, I'll move on to the next question, Coach. We go get to that, because Coach, hey man, as everybody can tell, me and Coach Gill can sit here and talk forever, man. Well, Coach, for the people just tuning in on TaylorMade Hoops, Coach's Corner, I got Coach Kevin Gill, head coach at McLennan Junior College on. We having a great time, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask this, Coach. Get your perspective on this. What are some things you feel players should be focusing on as far as trying to improve their game on the court that can make them a more recruitable prospect? What are some things you think players need to be focusing on, Coach?
Being the best version of them, but also playing basketball the right way. Watch guys that are really, a lot of guys watch Steph Curry because he can really shoot the ball, but they don't put it in Steph Curry work. And they think they can stand out there and shoot the basketball. But do they see how much Steph Curry runs, and how many miles he run a game where he's getting open? He never steals. He's always constantly moving, and he passed the ball just as good as he shoot it. So, but the things I think they should really focus on is, the fundamentals, making sure that, when they pass the ball, it's an on-time, on-target pass. One thing I hate to see is guys dribble the air out of the basketball. They over dribble. Some guys over dribble, but those good players, they don't take but 1-2 dribbles and get the ball where it needs to be, move without the basketball. And one thing I think they need to do more, which we did a lot, but the kids, they don't play anymore. Like, go to the gym and play, because you can learn every day. You probably was like that because you grew up in that time. But when we played, we went and played 3 times a day. We played at 9 in the morning. I mean, this is the summertime. Then we came home, ate lunch, came back about 2, and then we played again that evening. But the more you play, the more situations you done been in. So that teach you how to do the little bitty things, like how to get open, how to get a defensive stop. If you down 3 points and we going to 12, I mean, y'all got to get 2 stops, 3 stops, and then you got to score 3 times, just to win the game. So just the competitiveness in playing, I think guys really need to work on playing the game more. Competitive games like 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. I really love 4-on-4 half court, because you can't hide, you can't snowbird. Now you gotta. That's what the old men like to do at the park. Is organized street ball. So now you know how to get open. You don't want to get the best 4 guys and play with them, because everybody can't shoot it. You need a guy that knows their role. Somebody that's gonna rebound it really well. Somebody that's gonna pass it. Somebody gonna set picks, and then somebody that can shoot it, and a playmaker. So focus on being the best version of you, and that can really help their game.
Oh, Coach, but you said a lot, man. I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said, Coach. One of the reasons why I think that players nowadays, like you say, have a lack of basketball IQ is because they don't go out and play. Like you said, Coach, when we went out to play, and like you say, when you were that younger cat on the team or what have you, Coach, you had to figure things out. To your point, Coach, you had to understand your role. You had to understand. You had to understood about spacing, because a lot of times when you was that little cat, Coach, and I was always tall and skinny with this big head, so they'd be like, "Hey, man, when you was young, they had you in that corner, Coach, but when the dude drove, Coach, they taught you how to, how to move, how to move, keep moving, get open, so that guy can see you, so he can hit you, and taught you how to get your feet set. Things like that, Coach. And then, like you said, another thing too, what you just said, Coach, is that you didn't know it. We didn't know it at the times, Coach. We were already coaches and GMs, because we already had to figure out our teams. We knew that, hey, I got to get Coach Gill. I know Coach Gill can shoot that thing, so I'm gonna get him. But hey, I ain't get such a man, because he shoot too much, man. I need somebody. We need another defender. We will be having these conversations, Coach, when we went to the rec, because like you said, if you lost, Coach, you may not play no more, Coach. So you was trying to make sure you had a good Coach.
Man, and that was the fun part of it, because some days you're gonna go to the gym and you can't win a game and you take an L, but tomorrow you coming back, and some days you ran the gym, and that's the best feeling in the world, where you done ran the gym, you done won 7 games in a row, and now I mean but the next day you may come and not win a game. Vice versa, the day before you may not won a game, but then when you come back and you ran the gym, that says a whole lot. I mean, but win, lose, or draw, you can't wait till the next day to come back and play, because it's all a learning process.
Oh man, Coach, you said a lot, man, but people don't realize that, man. Just the part about competing. And something I hate, guys, like you say, guys don't play no more. It's all about the trainer. You're not knocking the trainers, what have you, but hey, man, I tell people all the time, they get mad at me because when I train guys, they get mad at me because I always like to train at least 2, at least 2 guys, not one. They say, well, hey, why you don't like doing individual? Because when I do my stuff, hey man, I like to go against another body. Go and get the cone. Go and get the cone, ain't gonna get you better. Because hey, Coach, when you play in that tough league that you play in, Coach, you play against Trinity Valley and all them guys, Coach. Hey, Coach, you better be able to be able to play. Going against that cone with that trainer ain't gonna help you, Coach.
Man, and that's what I try to tell my guys all the time. You guys can live in the gym all you want, but if you're doing it incorrectly, going against the cone, or you going and you're not shooting game-like shots, you're just wasting time. You're not getting any better. But you can play 1-on-1, you can play 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. Now you got a man in front of you that you got to beat. A lot of guys, they go against that cone, and then when they get in front of another man, they lost. They don't know what to do. And let me know. I want to know, what can you do against that guy? Not what can you do against that cone, or with that shooting machine.
No doubt, Coach. No doubt, Coach. Well, Coach, Well, let me ask this then, Coach Gill. What are some things you feel players focus on too much? What's some things you think players focus on too much, Coach?
A couple things. Number one is, you know, getting with a trainer, having somebody train them. You know, like I know, basketball is free. Basketball, when we were growing up, we didn't have to pay nobody to teach us how to do nothing. I mean, if it was just you and you wanted to go out there, it was cold, you may go down to the park and get you some free throws in, get you some jump shots in. But, you know, you always want to get with some guys where y'all can go play. But if you can't find nobody, you still going to go out there and get it done. But now guys want to, you know, have somebody to train them, pay somebody to train them. And the trainers, a lot of trainers, they tell them what they want to hear. And they kind of, you know, because they want to keep getting that money. But, you know, I would say that's probably one of the main things is that they focus too much on that, and they focus too much on the 3-point line. There's a lot of guys that really focus on the 3-point line. And, you know, one thing that I really hate to see, and I have to teach my guys when they get here, is when we get on a fast break, we want to get a layup or a dunk. We don't, you know, and or the mid-range game, you know, pull up at the free throw line. A lot of people tell them analytics that the mid-range game ain't good anymore. Hey, man, all I know is guys like Michael Jordan, Joe Dumars, Benny Johnson, Magic Johnson. I mean, they made a killing at that 15-footer pull-up. I mean, even like Kevin Durant today, he and you know, he gonna get to that mid post and shoot over the top of you, and it's 2 points instead of standing out there at the 3. Now, I mean, if it come to him and it's a catch and shoot, Durant gonna shoot it up. He'll shoot the 3. But guys focus too much on the 3-point shot, which really hinders them because, you know, I know it's only worth 1 point more, but it's a long way out. And then if you ain't a 3-point shooter, you're just wasting your time because, you know, like I know, there are some guys can work on it forever and they'll never be able to be a good shooter. They make it be a little better, but they never going to be a good shooter. But, I mean, when you turn down layups and dunks and mid-range shots where you could maybe possibly help your team to get 18 points, but you stand out there at the 3 and you 1 for 7 and then go inside the lane and now you finish with 5 points, you didn't have nobody.
Ain't help nobody, Coach. And then, Coach, I'm gonna hit you with another one, Coach. That most people look at when you shoot them long threes. What happened, Coach? You got them long rebounds, Coach.
Long rebounds
and go ahead, Coach.
And you know, like I know, most guys today, they'll shoot the 3 and then stand and pose, and the ball go over their head, and they still posing, and they land it up on the other end.
There you go. That's what I was just about to say, Coach. Now they ain't get back on defense, Coach. That long 3 that then initiated the opponents fast break. Now, like I said, Coach, now it's 4-on-3 or 5-on-3 or 3-on-1 or whatever on the other end, and they dunking the ball on you, Coach. Because
and then if I take him out, we're not taking him out because if you do that, you coming out. That's automatic. When you take you out, then you coming to the sideline wondering why you coming out. And I didn't explain that to you in practice because that's one thing. You know, we do a lot of stuff in practice where, you know, I'm just trying to teach these guys to play the right way. Because once you learn how to play the right way, the game becomes so easy to you. It becomes real easy. But a lot of guys thinking that, okay, if I make a bucket, I get to stay in. That ain't necessarily true. What's going to keep you in the game is you take a charge, then you come on the other end and make the right pass, then you get a rebound out of your area. And then you go and then you run the offense and you get a layup. That's what's going to keep you in the game by doing the little bitty things correctly, making one big shot. That ain't what keep you in the game. Doing the little bitty things help keep you in the game and help you win games.
There you go, Coach. That's why you said that, Coach. I'm just over laughing because kids don't understand that, Coach. They be like, man, I just hit 2 threes, man. Why Coach take me out?
Yeah. You hit 2 threes, but you gave up a layup. You didn't block out. When we were supposed to run the play, you shot it, you made it, but guess what? Most of the time, you're not going to make that shot, and we're trying to teach you how to play the right way because once you learn how to play the right way, you can beat a whole lot of people today.
Well, Coach, man, let me ask this, Coach, man, because I don't want to keep you all day, Coach, man.
Oh, man, I'm having a ball, man.
No, I am too, Coach. No, you know I am, Coach. I am, Coach. let's talk about, man, one of the biggest things that we know that for the last couple of years everybody been talking about, coach. Tell me, what do you feel about the present state of college basketball going on right now, and what do you think about the NIL and the transfer portal? Some of the pros and cons. You can break it down however you want to, coach. You can talk about the present state of basketball, then tell me the pros and cons of the NIL, or the pros and cons of the transfer portal. However you want to do it, coach.
Yeah, the present state of basketball, especially at the 4-year level, and it's starting to trickle down to the junior college area too. One thing that I'm seeing, I don't like it as much, but the game is becoming older. When I say older, there's a lot of guys that are 23, 24, 22 years old that, maybe a junior, but they're getting a transfer with no consequences, or they got extra year due to COVID. But it's a 24-year-old is supposed to be the 18-year-old all day long. That's really like your uncle.
Yeah.
18-year-old coming in from high school, a guy that's been in it 24 years, that's 23, 24. Those guys are really guys that, like when we were in, that had just got out of college and getting ready to start a family. But now they, some of them are juniors in college, and I'm happy for them, but it kind of hurt the game because the game has gotten a lot older. But some of those teams, like when Baylor won a national championship, they were older than some of the teams in the NBA. Because guys in the NBA was 19, 20, 21, and Baylor had 4 or 5 guys that were 22, 23. And, it helped them, and they was able to, really have a good team and win it. But, that's kind of the state of basketball where the game has gotten older. Guys are, one thing I don't like about it is the guys that are transferring every year. So the Division I and the 4-year schools are almost like a junior college now, where they have a new team every year. So as soon as the season's over, or even during the season, they're already talking to another coach about the portal so they can hop in it and transfer to the next spot. And they're not even fully committed to the spot where they at, because they're doing that while they're playing. It's just not a whole lot of loyalty, where back in the day, if you was a Longhorn, you was a Longhorn.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't wait to be a Longhorn. And if you went to SMU, in 4 years after, once you got there, you were still SMU Mustang. So, it's just not a whole lot of loyalty. Guys can pick up and leave. I've been married 33 years. I'm glad they're not doing that with their wives now, because now you can just leave and get up and go wherever you want, and no punishment. And that's just not feasible in a workplace in America. You can't keep getting moving from one job to the other and think you're gonna have the same perks and benefits, because it says something a lot when a guy is at a spot for a long time, and he's loyal, and he's through and through. Like now, even in high school basketball, when we won state, everybody from our team was from our community. So the community knew him. Now you go to a game, dude may be from one school, and he's playing at one school, and then he walked past the parents on the team, and they don't even know who that is, because that kid is he just came over there this year. And it's out. It ain't nothing like winning something with your partners, your buddies that y'all grew up and y'all talked about. Say you're at Skyline and you say, man, we sure want to get down to the drum. As a team, y'all 7th graders and y'all grow up together. And it's nothing like winning it. All that hard work, all y'all talked about, it's just a joy that, it's unspeakable. And then your community, they supported you, they got behind you, they opened the gym, they had car washes and all that stuff for you. And once you got down there, everybody went down there. They say, hey, we closing the city down, because guess what? Skyline made the state tournament. Kimball made the state tournament, and we're going down there to support them. But
There you go.
now, I mean, you go down there, man, shoot, no telling, you may not have 1 or 2 kids from that school. It's just totally different now.
Oh yeah, no, you're right about that, Coach. Just piggyback on what you said, Coach. It just meant a lot, Coach, because I even felt, Coach, like a little bit torn, Coach, because I grew up, Coach, right by Spruce, but I went to Skyline because they had the cluster, what have you, and I was
Right,
in the management program. But my whole time from kindergarten, all the way up to ninth grade, I went to school with all my partners. They ended up going to Spruce or what have you. So I
okay.
always was kind of torn. And the funny thing was, is Coach Rose, Val Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah. I used to bump Coach Rose, man. He be out there with the cross country team. He always teach me like, "Hey, Coach, hey, I Coach, hey, baby, you can always come on when you want to, baby. You always come on,
yeah,
man." He always mess with me, but
yeah,
years later, I realized that he was just messing with me or what have you because him and Coach Mayo was like this. Matter of fact, he was Coach Mayo's assistant. At
right,
Skyline before he
right.
got the job at Spruce. So it's
Yeah,
our love back in the day, Coach. It's our love. But to your point, yeah, winning with your friends, with your homeboys, what have you, Coach. Wasn't
it's
nothing
nothing
like you,
like it.
Coach. Nothing like you, Coach. Nothing
Nothing
like you,
like it.
man.
Nothing
Nothing like
like
that
it.
community supporting you. Like you said, man, you got that person, at your local, hamburger spot that's sponsoring the team, what have you, that
Right.
ain't
Yeah.
nothing like you, man. Nothing like you, Coach.
Yeah.
Nothing like you, man.
Yes,
Nothing like
sir.
you, Coach. Well, Coach, tell me, what do you think of some of the pros and cons as far as the NIL, Coach?
It's good for the kids where, for the longest, the NCAA made a whole lot of money off the kids, and the kids they didn't get anything but education and opportunity. And
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, that's all we wanted was a chance to get an opportunity. And
Mm-hmm.
now you got guys that like say they're getting paid a lot of money, and some of them getting paid more than the coaches are getting paid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if things don't go their way, um, it's kind of funny. Like there may be a guy that's making twice as much as another guy, but that other guy whooping him in practice, coming to work every day, have a great attitude, and then now this other guy, he making all this money, but he thinking about his next school, and his heart ain't really in it, and he ain't really coachable, and
There
it
you
kind of
go.
it kind of makes a rift in between teammates if things don't go right. You gotta hit it picture perfect, and if it don't hit picture perfect, then it could screw it up. So, I think they went from one extreme to the other. They didn't give
Yeah.
them nothing. Now they give them everything. Man,
Yeah.
it's almost like you can't let a kid in the candy store and let him say, "Hey, go get whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want, and whenever you want it, you can come back and get some more."
Yeah.
And and that's kind of how it is now. And Penny Hardaway said something that was really striking to me last week. He was talking about now some of these kids getting $1.5 million, $2 million to come play basketball, and then they're juniors, and then they come back and get it their senior year, and they're like, well, this is my fallback money. If I don't make it in the NBA, I got all this money to fall back on. He said, but now they're not working as hard. Back in the day, the end goal was, I'm playing in college, I'm trying to get to the NBA so I can
Yeah.
go get that bag. Now they're getting that bag before they get there, and it's taking the hunger out of a lot of people.
Oh no, Coach, most definitely like that because ain't no love for it no more, Coach. And like you said, you brought up some valid points, Coach. You keep saying the same thing about the loyalty part, where like you say, college is a real scrutiny within the program because, like you say,
Yeah,
this player look like man, I'm coming to work hard every day. He get more than me, or like you say, from the coaching standpoint, to be honest, Coach, man, that I'm not gonna say I couldn't do it, Coach, because like you say. I'm like you. I'm able to adjust, coach, to any situation. But I'm just saying, for them coaches, man, that got to be hard for them guys, to really coach them guys. Because when you really think about it, coach, uh, well, I know I'm like you. I'm a coach. I'm a coach. How I coach regardless. But what I'm saying,
right.
yeah. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is to other coaches where they feel like coach, they may not be able to coach their kid as hard, coach, because their kid may leave. He may transfer, and now the boosters, man, now they look at you like, Coach Gill, coach, we gave his kid $2 million, coach, and now he leaving, coach. What you doing or what have you? But
right.
it's just, coach. It's just a hard situation all the way around, coach, man.
Yeah, it's tough, and I feel sorry for some of those guys. But you seen me, even this fall, you saw us. No matter what, I'm gonna get a kid better. If he's doing great, I'm giving him the praise. If I got to coach him hard, I'm gonna coach him hard. It don't matter who he is, where he's from,
Yeah.
and who his people are, because that's my job is to coach you. And I don't want to coach ever have to coach somebody that I can't coach.
There you go, coach.
I mean, because I want to get them better. If I can't coach you, you shouldn't be playing for me.
Oh yeah,
That's
no
the
doubt
way
about
I
that,
feel.
coach. No doubt about that, coach. Hey, I'm like you, man. Hey, if I can't coach you, hey, you right about
Hey,
that,
it's too many people that want to play basketball. It's
coach.
too many people that want to play basketball, and basketball gonna be here. It was here before I got here. It's gonna be here after I leave. And what you think as a player? It's gonna be guys that want to play basketball every day. They want to get a scholarship.
Well, coach, I'm gonna hit you with one better, coach. I've never been at a place never, and when I was coaching high school, I've never been to a high school coach. I don't care where it was, coach, wherever I had a lack of numbers and participation, kids wanting to play basketball, coach. And
Yeah.
coach, I coached down in a little 2A school at Cumbie High School down in East Texas, coach. We probably only had about 200 students, but
I
coach.
heard of it. Yeah.
But coach, but I coach, but I didn't have no like real coach. Where I was like, man, coach, man, what I'm gonna do to try to go get some kids? What have you, coach? That gym was full, coach. People, everybody think they can hoop, coach. You know that.
I mean,
Everybody think they can hoop.
man, I'm gonna tell you, if you have a athletic banquet and y'all have a barbecue, and then you say, okay, you put a bat down and a baseball, you put a football, or you put a basketball down. They all go into the gym, even the linemen. They go into the
Yeah.
gym. Everybody want to play basketball. They think they can hoop. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody wants to play basketball. So,
Yeah.
like I say,
Yeah.
man, players come a dime a dozen. I mean, they want to do it. I mean, just find me somebody that want to do it and want to listen. And, you want to win as a coach, but you want to be able to coach somebody that you can say, man, that guy, I like him because he's a team player and he listened and wanted to get better.
No doubt about that, coach. No doubt about that. Well, hey, for my viewers tuning in, man, we got Coach Kevin Gill on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner, head coach at McLennan Junior College in Waco. I'm a teaser, man. We're gonna call him Mr. 700. Mr. 700, man. He has over 700 wins as a head coach, man. No, coach, that's truly remarkable. Seriously, coach.
Man, a lot of good players and a lot of good assistant coaches. So I mean, I've been blessed. I've been blessed.
Oh yeah, coach. Now, coach, I know that coach being blessed to be a head coach before. I know, coach, it takes a lot of help, coach, to goals and success. A lot of help, coach. A lot of help.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Well, coach, you already kind of talked about it a little bit, coach, but if you don't mind, coach, go ahead and elaborate and tell me what you think of some of the well, if you feel there are any pros and cons of the transfer portal, coach.
Yeah, I can tell you. Some of the. I mean, I think maybe a pro as far as a guy. Every school's not the right fit for everybody. So
Okay.
whether it be the school or teammates or coaches or whatever, a guy may feel that he needs to transfer, but some of the cons. I know that a con is that guys they're looking for an out. I mean, it's too easy. Where if everything don't go your way, guys want to transfer, and that's not good because there's gonna be some times where you work a job where it may not be the job that you really want, but you can't just quit without having another job, because if you do, the bills will still due, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Sometimes you stick it out and things get a whole lot better. You just never know. That's what I like about good basketball players. They're able to figure it out. That's what I really liked about Michael Jordan, where he can score on anybody, and then they start playing off of him. So then he starts showing, hey man, if I need to shoot these three, I can make it. He can figure it out. The good ones figure it out. And then he figured out, well, okay, I get double teamed. I can score on you, but it's making it too hard. But I can just make that one more pass and kick it to Steve Kerr or B.J. Armstrong or Paxson. And now they make that shot, and they're going to make my game a whole lot easier. So the good players figured out, just like, I mean, even in the transfer portal, on the floor, you know, even coaches, the good ones, they can figure it out. I mean, you know, if you stop me this way, there's another way that I can make money doing it this way. So there's always a plan B, and the good ones have a plan B, even can go to a plan C or D. So that's one thing I like about, you know, being able to figure it out. But the transfer portal, you know, every year there's over 1,000 student athletes in it. And, you know, some of those guys never should have went, you know, what they're doing now, especially at the 4-year level, they're taking guys, they may take a high school guy, knowing that he's not going to play, but they use him for practice. And then the next year, he got to find another school where back in the day, those good ones like Larry Johnson, it wasn't no transfer portal. They weren't able to make it in, but guess what? They went to junior college and played against men every day and got better. And by the time they went to UNLV, they didn't even want to leave college because guess what? hey, UNLV, that was one of the best shows on earth. I mean, you watched it. I mean,
yes, sir.
I mean,
yes,
for
sir.
2 years, people stayed up late at night because they was on the West Coast, and hey, that was the game you wanted to watch. So, but those guys said, okay, we're at junior college, and we could beat a whole lot of Division I schools. Why? I mean, I'm getting a great education. I'm in a great spot. I'm on TV. I'm getting sponsors, and I'm in commercials. So I'm fine right now until I get to the pros. But now everybody wants it right now. It's a microwave. They want to get it right now. If they don't have instant success, they want to move to the next spot, and they don't. And then a lot of times they run out of gas and run out of energy and never get to the finish line.
You're right about that, Coach. Well, Coach, I think I'm kind of like you, Coach, where we all know stuff happens, and we know, Coach, just to be honest, Coach, we've all probably been on both sides of this, Coach, where, like you say, you may have, just to be honest, Coach, you got some great coaches in the business, but you got some that, you know how I go, Coach, where it may be a situation like this. So I'm like you, Coach, like I tell folks, I'm not against the transfer portal. I think that, hey, I think we need to start getting some type of, like you say, some organization and structure on it, Coach.
Right.
And once we do that, and one of the things I think we do, Coach, I don't have a problem with, hey, I think that a kid should be able to transfer one time. No, I think no type of restrictions or what have you, because stuff happens one time.
Right.
But after that, Coach, if the transfer, you need to go back to the old way. The transfer, Coach, you got to sit out a year, Coach. If you know the transfer, Coach, you got to wait. You got to sit out a year or what have you. Where at least, like you say, Coach, is some type of what's the word I'm looking? Some type of accountability, Coach. For your actions, Coach. Some type of accountability, Coach.
Yeah, because one thing you hate to see is a guy that he was at Iowa State the first year, then he went to Texas, now he at Memphis, and next year he gonna be at Kentucky. I mean, he done made he made all the blue bloods almost. I mean, and he's moving around, and it's just tough, man. Everybody can't be wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be wrong. Now, it's a situation like you said. There's a really good player that he's does it the right way. He's not highly recruited as the other guy. He came in, he's beating this guy every day in practice. Everybody knows it. He's a good teammate. And then the coach still gonna play that other guy because they paid him $2 million. That guy like, well, man, I just want to leave because next year he gonna get another guy like that. So I mean, I may not have a chance. I just want to, and all kids want, and all good players want, is the opportunity and a fair shot. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, like with me, it don't matter if you rank second in the state or 222nd. Whoever wins the job every day in practice, that's who wins the job. That's the old American way. The guy that comes and works and takes. That's what I tell them all the time. Hey, man, go take his position.
Yeah.
Go take it. You got the opportunity to do it. You do it in practice. I don't decide who plays. you guys decide who play.
That's a good point, Coach. Coach, I love that, Coach. That's a good point. You decide, Coach. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you decide. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let y'all duke it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, man, let's talk a little bit more about all this issue, Coach. Coach, so what's your take on how you feel about the new NCAA changes, the elimination of the national letter of intent, Coach? How you feel about that, Coach?
Man, it's tough, man, because now back in the day when you commit, you make a commitment. You saying, okay, I'm committing to marriage, I'm committing to this job, I'm committing to this school. But now you can actually, you don't have to commit to anything, and it just makes it tough. So you're always looking for the highest bidder, and I mean, the highest bidder not always the best. Hey, coach, you freeze up on me? Hey, coach.
Yeah, I'm still here, Coach.
Okay,
I
you
lost,
hear me now?
y'all lost for a second, but we back. We all good, Coach.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was saying that, okay.
Coach.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I was just saying with the commitment, if you don't have to commit with a letter of intent, it makes it tough because now you're always looking over the shoulder. You're always trying to find something better, and I just like those guys to say, "Hey, man, I really like it here. That coach recruited me. They really want me." It's always good to be good with somebody that really wants you, or instead of, okay, well, they missed out on
Yeah.
you, so now they want me. And even though it's a
Mm-hmm.
better school, I'm gonna take it. And it's always good to be wanted, man. It's always.
Oh yeah, I tell people all the time, Coach. Like you say, Coach. Hey, you want to be appreciated, not tolerated, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You want to be somewhere where you're
I like
appreciated.
that.
You're not tolerated. No, seriously, Coach. Yeah,
Yeah,
you said a lot, Coach. Where hey, I want to go with somebody, Coach. That I know that guy. I know Coach Gill and his staff. They've been calling me every day. They've been at my games. They didn't show they interested in me. We have they built a relationship with my mom. Whatever the case may be, Coach. I know
yeah,
they want me, Coach, and that's better than Hey, I know somebody down the road. One of the schools in the conference, Coach. They come out the blue because they, like you say, Coach. They first fraud. They may lost out on. So now kids
right.
don't understand it a lot of times, Coach. They just be like, oh, such a school want me. But you don't understand that, hey, such just wants you because A, B, and C didn't fall through.
Yeah, yeah, and me, I probably lose a lot of recruits because I tell those guys the truth where, hey,
Yeah,
you get the opportunity to come in and earn all the playing time that you want, opposed to some coaches tell them, man, you're going to start, we're going to let you average 20 points. And if anybody tell you that, then they're not being real with you because, if you recruiting guys, you want 3 or 4 guys that have to fight it out and
yeah,
make each other better. Iron sharpens iron. You can't promise a guy what he's gonna do if you promise this guy and then he come in there and don't work hard and then you still gonna
yeah.
start. So somebody like you or him, one of y'all.
No, you right about that, Coach. You right about that, Coach Gill.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Coach
mean,
Gill,
I just want them to have an
let me ask you
opportunity
this here.
to work hard.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that, Coach. No doubt about that. Well, Coach, let me ask this, Coach. What do you think about the NCAA shortening the transfer portal window, Coach?
Um, that's probably a good idea because I mean, the longer it goes, the worse it gets. Anything too much of
Okay.
anything ain't good for you, and you know, um, it gives the the kids the opportunity to make better decisions. The longer they go, sometimes you make a bad decision, and like you say, some guys miss out on one or two guys, and then you their third or fourth option, and it ain't never be good to I know your wife wouldn't have married you if she was your third option. I mean, she wants to be number one. I mean, you want number one. I mean, so it's kind of like, and I reference a whole lot to like marriage and family, because that's what this is all about in the end.
It is, Coach.
Because after basketball's over and you become a young man, now we're friends for life. So I want a guy that I can talk to, not a guy that he tricked me to get over here, and after the season was over, I never heard from him again in my life. I want a guy that relationships are very important. That's why me and you are good today, because our relationship. I mean,
yes, sir.
I may not see you for 3 or 4 years, and then when we see you, it's like we never miss, because guess what?
There you go, Coach.
I mean, relationships we done already had and built.
You're right about that, Coach. You're right about that, Coach. Because like you said, when I saw you, Coach, and like you said, I saw you 2 times in 1 year, Coach. That's big for us, Coach. But
oh yeah. Yeah.
But would you say, Coach, hey, man, like you say, Coach, it was all love, Coach. I'm like, my man Gill, man.
Yeah.
Like when I walked the gym, I looked over there, Coach, you saw me, your face lit up, my face lit up, Coach.
Man.
It's all good, baby.
But that's what basketball do for people. I mean, people that, in it for the right reasons. I mean, and our love for the game supersedes all that. So, I mean, we know good people, and you just want to be around good people that know basketball and knowledgeable about the game, that love the game.
Oh yeah, Coach. No doubt about that, Coach. Well, Coach, man, let me ask this, Coach. You've been talking about yourself, Coach. I know, but I know you all about the kids in your program, Coach. So, let me ask this, Coach. I know the season's going on. So how's the season going thus far, Coach? Is your team meeting your expectations, Coach, thus far? I know it's still early.
It's still early. We don't have one kid that played for us during conference last year. We had one kid that came back, and he broke his ankle the first game back from the Christmas break. He didn't get to play any conference games. So we got an entirely new team. But I love these guys, man. We're currently 10-3. We're getting better and better. And the guys are trying to figure out and find out exactly what we want. But they're great guys to be around. They're good teammates. The culture's really good. And we actually play a murderous row schedule. I mean, we played 13 games in 26 days. Do the calculation. That's 2 games. That's a game every 2 days. And so our guys are on Christmas break. They left last week on Thursday. And one of the most things I'm proud of, and I tell the parents when they come here, it's more than about basketball. It's about being good people, getting the education. And our team GPA was 3.1. That's really good for a junior college. Young black men, the team average was a 3.1. And, they're winning on the court and off the court. And I really love being around these guys. I can take them places and, without a problem. So we're excited. Our guys have about a 2-week break, and we'll get back here and play a couple of games before conference play. And on January the 11th, we'll start conference.
All right, Coach. All right, Coach, man. Let me ask this, Coach. Speaking about your team, Coach. Who are some TaylorMade picks, Coach? Who are some players that these 4-year schools need to be taking a look at, Coach, that you have on your team?
We had one kid that he signed early with UAB, and that's the one that came back from last year that broke his ankle. But we have a kid named Rontavius Blackshear. He's you saw him down in at Colony. He's a 6'6" guard. Really can shoot the basketball. Loves the gym. Great kid. He's one of them. And then we have another kid out of Lancaster, 3 Mayberry. We call him 3, but his name is Joseph Mayberry.
Yes, sir.
6'5", kind of a do-it-all type of guy, but plays hard, loves the game, comes from a great family. He's another sophomore that, guys should be looking at. And then We have a couple of freshmen that are going to be really good. We have a 6'7" freshman out of Detroit, Michigan, playing hard, playing well. We have another, his name is Fred Rogers, and then we have a 6'2" guard that really super athletic, our leading scorer. He's out of Minnesota, 6'2", super athletic, and shoot the three, get to the basket. He's a young gun, but got a lot to learn, but he's willing to do it, hard worker, tough, competitive. And, those are some of the guys that, that are really working hard and helping our program.
Well, Coach, hey, Coach, let me tell you something, Coach, man. I'm definitely, man, proud of this kid here. You mentioned his name, and my face lit up, man, because I've been on the kid, man, since the sophomore year, the Joseph Mayberry kid out of Lancaster High School, baby. And he's a TaylorMade pick, man. Really love that kid. A lot of people, man, I'm just gonna tell you like this, Coach. Sometimes, Coach, I tell people all the time, Coach, man, just because guys maybe head coaches or coach at high levels, what have you,
Yeah,
don't necessarily mean they know what they're talking about. They know what they're looking for, Coach, because this was a kid, Coach, like you said, man. I saw the kid when I first saw him, Coach. He was playing AAU, Coach, and when I saw him, Coach, it's like the dude. He's one of the type of players I love because he do a little bit of everything, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he don't. Now I'm being a coach. He's getting better. He don't do really nothing great, but he do a whole lot of things real good. A
he
whole
can
lot of
help a
things real
program.
good.
He can help a program because
Yes,
number
sir.
one, he's an everyday guy. He's going to come to practice. He's going to echo what the coach asked him to do in practice. He's a great
Yeah,
teammate. He made a
yeah.
3.1, 311 on his GPA. He lives in the gym. He's about what your program needs to be about, and that's basketball and getting the education and being a good teammate.
Oh yeah, man.
Everybody's looking for a guy to score 20 and 30 points. You can't get 12 guys that on your team like that, but you can get guys that know their role, that can help your team, and willing to work hard, do the right thing, go to class, be a great student, a great citizen, and a great person. And those guys help you win. They help you win, help your program win.
Oh yeah, Coach. And I'm saying, Coach, I know you do your homework, Coach. He's the epitome of that because you was looking at him, Coach. Comes from a winning program,
Right.
coach hard. Hey, coach hard by Coach Farron Douglas. Coach him hard.
Coach him hard.
There you go, Coach. Hey, high basketball IQ or what have you. Did like you say, Coach. Coach, man, I could show you some of my scout reports on the kid, Coach. Swiss Army knife, Coach. Do a little bit of everything, Coach. Coach, the guard to 1 through the 4.
Right.
Man, Coach, the kid affects winning. He affects winning, Coach.
Man, getting a kid out of Lancaster, he's gonna be able to take coaching. He's been coached, and he's gonna be a competitor. That's like when I get a kid out. A lot of times now, I was recruiting programs. Like when I recruited DeSoto, when Chris Dyer was there, look, I knew what I was gonna get. Derico Dandridge was the point guard for me from DeSoto. I knew what I was gonna get. Chris Pryor was a point guard. I knew what I was gonna get. I mean, guys that's been coached, that know how to win, that can help you impact winning. So sometimes you gotta recruit programs because now just because the kid goes over to this school, he only been there for a year, and now you got 3 or 4 different guys that wasn't even on his team last year that are there now. And those guys, they just looking for the next best place to get to. I want a guy that comes every day, bring his lunch, that can help you win. I mean, like you say, and know who they are. A Swiss Army knife. You said it best, and I like that.
Oh yeah, he is that, Coach. And I'm gonna say this because every time I see him, man, his dad always man, thank me, man, because he's like, Coach, you one of the very few ones, to believe him, his son, or what have you. And like you say, coach's son. He's a coach's son, man. Come on, man. You got to rock with that kid, man. And he's probably one of the nicest young men you ever meet, man. Nice young man.
Nice young man. I mean, great young man. He was raised the right way. Matter of fact, we went to Oklahoma to a tournament early in the year, and I was able to meet his grandma, his dad's mom. She lives not too far from where we were at in Edmond, Oklahoma. She was there. The dad's brother was there. Great family, man. I mean, you can tell he was raised the right way, and that's a joy when you can go and see other guys, see their family supporting them and being there and supporting the team. not just their kid, but supporting the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know, he's a joy to be around.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, hey, for everybody that's been tuning in, as you can tell, man, me and Coach Kevin Gill, the head coach at McLennan Junior College, we're on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner, just chopping it up, doing how we do it, man, just hanging out, talking basketball. But Coach, man, unfortunately, we down to the last question, Coach. But we'll see each other again as
Yes, sir.
always, Coach. But let me ask this, Coach. Because I want to hear this because I know you got some good stuff for him, Coach. Any advice for young coaches aspiring to move up in the profession to the collegiate level or just to become a head coach? Any advice?
Yeah, probably the most important advice I could give them would be, don't rush into anything. Take your time. I mean, it takes time to become, a head coach. It takes time. You want to learn from the best that you can learn from. One of the biggest keys I had was getting a mentor, getting somebody that's older than me, that been a head coach, and kind of just going and, mirroring them, watching them in practice, talk to them every day, get advice. Because it takes time. Basketball is a very complex game. And one of the most important things I was taught, and, like I said, Gorey Johnson did it, Coach Hughes, you never saw their guys act up on the bench or act up on the court. Discipline. Have your team disciplined. Have them looking good, uniform. Today, we still wear the same shoes. Our team, and we wear white socks, and I buy them shoes as far as, if we're going to look good as a team, we're going to dress as a uniform. We're not going to be all one guy this, one guy over there. You can't even tell they're on the same team unless they got the same jersey on. And like I say, it takes time. Get a mentor. And one of the most important things is teach the guys fundamentals. Teach your guys fundamentals. Have them, every day. I mean, it may be boring, but it works. That way, when they get to the game, they know how to make a two-hand chest pass or a bounce pass or just a left-hand layup. I mean, just a little bitty fundamentals. You work on that, and you'll be surprised how good your team gets. And then the more things you can do with your team away from basketball, like taking them to church or taking them to an event, taking them to a game, watch other people play, take them to a Division I game, take them to a JUCO game, because a lot of them never go, and then they don't realize how close junior college and Division I is when you see them play. So just the little bitty things that it takes time. Get a mentor that can help you, and the best advice I could give is go to watch as many games as you can. You got to really love this game. If you like it, when things get tough, you may leave it. But if you really love this game, can't nothing run you away. Can't nothing run you away. And the more you go watch, the more you'll learn. Because you may go watch a junior high game and say, hey, man, I like that layup line, the way they did that. I may take that back. Or you may go watch a 4-year game and say, man, that shooting drill right there, hey, I'm going to tweak that to making it to how I like it. But the more you go watch, the more you'll learn.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, Coach, man, hey, it was definitely a pleasure, Coach, man, having you on the show, Coach. Like I already know, Coach, that I got an open invitation to come down there to MCC and check you out whenever I want to, Coach. Yeah. You got an open invitation anytime you want to come on, Coach, man.
Okay, well, the pleasure was mine. I mean, I really enjoyed it being on here, and I know what you're doing for basketball in the Metroplex. And man, all I can tell you is keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing a great job.
Hey, Coach, that means a lot coming from you, Coach. It really does, Coach. Well, Coach, man, I always do everybody like this, Coach. Go ahead and let everybody know who had the pleasure of interviewing Coach Kevin Gill today. Who you rocking with?
Man, I'm rocking with Coach Taylor, man. TaylorMade hoops. I mean, he's been around. He's been up. He's been down, but he's still around.
But hey, Coach, like you say, we still here, Coach. We old heads, old school, still cool.
Man, hey, you can pop that kind of music all day long, no matter what.
Well, Coach, man, hey, I appreciate seeing you, Coach, man. Hey, I'm not afraid to tell this, Coach, man. I love you, Coach, man. God bless. And hey, man, keep doing what you're doing, Coach.
Love you too, man. And God's gonna do good things for you, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, the same to you, Coach, man. You have a good one, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, you too. All right.
All right, Coach.